at some point there is a level of like, okay, babe, what do you want to do? Do you trust a vision in this man? And the independent woman to me is like, okay, you just weren't for me because my woman was designed to help me become better. And both of us together, we can make millions and possibly even billions.
And you know what the thing is too? Independent women lack a lot of, not all of them.
Oh shoot.
I think that men confuse independent women with masculinity. I don't think independent women are always masculine.
I agree. No,
I
I
just
agree.
think that they had to tap out of to make money,
Mhm.
especially big money, and
Yeah.
especially if you're coming from really nothing.
Right.
It requires you to literally detach yourself from emotions, feelings. You have to lock in on literally a materialistic thing.
That's good. That's real.
So a woman who, obtains all these things have completely pushed aside the emotional aspect of her life and, everything that embodies the intangibles of her life so she can fulfill, herself
Something.
in getting these accolades.
Yeah.
But so then what happens is this man then comes with her or comes across her, and now she's still operating and treating that relationship as such.
Yeah.
Which I think that sometimes it might just take patience. And I said this before. I said these, the strongest women are just looking for a stronger man that they can really just be up underneath.
I don't think these strong women want to be strong though.
That's the thing. They don't want to work.
They don't want to
I'm
be strong.
confused because every woman that makes money,
Right.
not every woman, here I go. A lot of women that makes money,
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
they come with this narrative or there's this projection of how they want their life to be.
Right.
Of a man taking care of them. So what was the purpose of you making this money?
I know it.
To leverage a better man?
No. I wouldn't think so. I mean, because they have to. They got to survive. They got to build. I know a young lady. I won't say her name, but I know a young lady. She's in our age bracket, right? She probably does about $2-3 million a year. Lives in $1 million home. Drives the G wagon. Runs her own business. It's a family ran business. She's the CEO, and we're real good friends. And she told me, she's like, no, I will quit the family business today to be a stay at home mom. She said, I'm tired of being strong. I'm tired of going into the office and telling people what to do. Like, I'm tired of just being masculine. She was like, I want my husband to control everything, and I help him in that areas of making sure that we continue to build the wealth. But this is what she did say. She said, but I'm not marrying down. So like, I'm not going to go from my life that I've built and go down. It needs to be equal or higher.
But that's what I don't understand. Like that's so like
What you mean?
okay. We have
What you mean, bro? Hold on. You thinking a little bit too hard.
no. I'm because like well yeah, because my mind just says error. Because like it doesn't make sense. We are now operating in a world of equality, quote unquote. Okay. With that being said, men and women should have equal rights, equal abilities to obtain
Correct.
all that they would like in this country
Correct.
specifically.
Mhm.
Men, and I said this once, men obtain everything that they obtain to give, typically, right? You wanted to get everything that you could so you can give to your family.
That's true.
And part of that family is your wife.
Yeah, that's
your
true.
future wife.
That's real.
That's what we do.
Mm.
Whether she has, I'm not saying marrying down in morality and principles and the fundamental principles, but marrying down financially is not always a bad thing if she is a good person in that piece that you need. So what I think that some women need to understand is if you're making $1 million, first of all, you want to make or 2 million, whatever the case may be, you're trying to marry up. It's very slim. Right, the amount of people, the odds are stacked against you, and then on top of that, more likely than not, what you're looking for is not going to be possessed by that man that's in that bracket.
Yeah.
So now women need to understand that marrying down is actually in your benefit. Well, if you did all this, hypothetically speaking, you went and established all this business, and you want the man to run it, why don't you hand it over to him and let him run it?
But does he have the capabilities of running?
I would hope so if you pick him. You know what I'm saying? If you say this is my plateau, right? This is my bar. He has to meet here and go higher.
Right.
You're only getting this money, and realistically, even if you subconsciously don't know, you're obtaining all these things to set a bar for a high bar for a man at that level or more.
Yeah.
But then you're going to ask for the traits and characteristics that is usually possessed by the men beneath that bar, putting yourself in a losing position. The odds are so against you. So like, don't worry about marrying down if somebody's possessing what they like. That's what women with money got to understand. Hey,
That's
look,
true.
he's possessing this. I'm not saying he has to have nothing. Don't get me
Right,
wrong. I'm not
right,
saying
right.
pick him up off a bus stop.
So what you're saying is pretty much a woman, if you marrying down, it's for a temporary state because hopefully he possesses the potential to get back up to the seven figures potentially down the road.
Yeah, and realistically, your helpmate.
Yep.
If you're helping him, you should be able to help him understand,
That's real.
you know, the business, or maybe he has a whole different business and he's just going to leverage the money that you did to make it even more.
No, that's good. No, that's real. I mean, because I remember, man, a young chick that I met, man, back in the days, bro. She was fine.
She was expensive.
I was a youth pastor. I was only making $38,000 a year. Bad. I mean, bad. I mean, good God. When I think about it now, I'm like, man,
Damn.
wish I can go back. Like, seriously. Because she was so beautiful.
I know how to
She was so beautiful, right? But she was like, I think you're a great man. You know, you're doing a lot in the community. But you cannot fund my lifestyle. And I was like, wait, what? But she literally was like, but I think you're a great man. You're so sweet. People talk good about you in the community. But she's like, but the things that I want to do, you won't be able to take me there. And so I remember I said exactly what you said. I said, but today I can't, but tomorrow I can. And I was just talking about like, hey, today in this season I can't. But I have a plan. I have a vision. I'm going to get there. Bro, she laughed at me, man. Laughed at me. And then she was in my DMs about 3 years ago.
Did you laugh at her?
I did. I literally laughed out loud and sent her, the laughy emojis. And that was my response to her. And I agree with you on saying like, hey, if you are this successful woman, it's like, look at a man. And it's like, it goes back to, ladies hate hearing this, but so I'm sorry, ladies, you know what I mean? I'm a little different here at the table. It's all good. It's like ladies say, I'm not dating a man for potential. And I say, well, I somewhat agree and don't agree with you. But I do believe a woman should date the fruit of the man's potential. So if you see him winning, you see him with a vision, you see him working it, and you see some fruit of that, he may not be making 6 figures today. He may not be making 7 figures as well. But if you see the fruit and he's surrounded by the right people, he's doing the right things, he's working his butt off, yo, that's a brother you need to get. Yep. Because eventually, like me, you're going to go from, 38,000 to 6 figures to 7 figures to eventually 8, 9, and so forth. But I agree. I think a lot of these independent ladies who are successful, who have this, ideology of I don't need a man, and if I get a man, it's because he's on my level and we really don't need each other. I think they're missing out on good men.
Yeah, a lot.
Bottom line.
And I mean, at the end of the day, listen, get your money, ladies. I'm not mad at it. I'm not
mad at that neither.
But don't try to use that as your pedestal or your leverage, because realistically, that man at that same level is not going to compete with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it becomes, is a competition.
Yeah.
And especially, and I say this all the time, that like when I speak now, I'm speaking to the black community here in America. Majority of black men who are wealthy and are rich, it's the first in their whole entire lineage.
Yeah.
And you think about all the generational curses and traumas they went through, and then whatever obstacles that they faced in their life, you think that they're doing all that to have a combative sport with their partner. We have literally had to overcome so much to become valuable in this country. We really need that peace. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, I need my woman to possess a passion and an action on that passion. I don't care about how much money she's really making, but obviously there is a threshold. You're not going to be sitting here making $25,000 a year. Like, that's not going to work.
You couldn't do it.
Nah, because I'm a result-driven person. So she has to be able to provide result. I mean, she could start off at 25, but eventually you got to get to 50. You got to get to 75. And if you land at 100, it's okay. Because I really believe that anybody who's doing something that's fulfilling that's the only way that they're gonna be happy.
Mm,
You
I
know what I'm
got you. I
saying?
got you.
So if I'm sitting here running all the finances and I'm doing everything, and listen, I've been at home with kids,
Mm-hmm.
and she's been at home with the kids, and it's not fulfilling.
Yeah, I got you.
Like
Yeah, I
it's
got
not
you.
fulfilling.
I got
So
you.
I need, and you see a lot of women who put their life on hold. They stop their lives for family and whatnot. Then they're not fulfilled, and they hold some type of resentment towards the relationship or that man, and then it comes falling down, which I don't ever want to be a part of. So I need her to have that passion and that drive and that action on it, and I'm a supportive of it.
Mm.
But it also has to be result driven as well, because you're not going to be pouring money into something that's losing just because you love it.
The reality really is on both sides. If a man has money and his looks is, let's say, a 7 to a 10, he's going to have a better chance with that good looking woman. If a woman is beautiful and she has a body, the reality is that man is going to probably give her a better chance, even if she don't have substance. If she just looks good, that man is going to be like, hey, but the reality of what I want. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the truth, man. Let's keep it above, man. I got into debt because of the reality of what it is. I had to have the money and the looks. So what did I do? I went towards the reality of what it is. Go get the money, go get the looks, and you'll get the ladies. And here's the truth. It worked. You know what I'm saying? Like it worked. It because when I had substance, when I was a virgin, when I had on Timberlands and Levi's and an ugly shirt, it didn't work.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like, dang, and it sucks because here's the thing. I went and got the credit card. It really wasn't money. It was plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And it got the woman, but it didn't get substance. And I'm drowning in debt. And I think sometimes the reality of what it is just the picture of Instagram. But it's like I wish that there was a middle ground. So like for me, I know that no woman wants to date a broke, ugly dude. That's the reality. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to live in between because I think I went way right to the reality of what it is. And I forgot about, hey, you got to have substance as a man. You got to have a vision as a man because I do believe that a lot of these ladies do end up getting married for the financial security. But then when they get that man who is just, a good looking, got the money, and then they realize he ain't got no substance, no vision, and he really don't value her, then now they went out. So I'm trying to be in the middle. I'm working on my physicalness. I look good. I just ain't light skinned. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I got the money and my philosophy on money is different. Like some ladies won't even date me because I don't do debt. I don't do credit cards. I don't leverage money. Right. So I just spend what I got. But then on the flip side, I come with substance. And it goes back to what you said, which is so dope, man. I see why you pull the ladies because you teaching them something. So now I'm focused on that. Like really uptime. Like, what can I teach you? When you experience me, you may not get all the other stuff that all these other guys may give you, but you're gonna leave with value, substance, and I taught you something.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the reality of that's after they get past. Does he have money and does he look good?
Yeah. I mean, like, and it's so
And let me say
funny.
this too, because the reality is, if she don't have a booty, I won't look at her. I'm just gonna be real. You know what I'm saying? That's real. But that gets my look, but it doesn't keep me though.
Yeah. It obtains you, not sustains you.
That's real though. You know what I'm
it.
saying? Because I ain't looking at substance up front. I'm not.
No
I'm
way.
not. Because I don't know. I don't know if he got substance. I'm not attracted to like, oh, she's so deep and intellectual and you know what I'm saying? But I do think that there's nothing wrong with that. If I meet the perfect, that kind of a woman, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she got, she's educated, she's sweet, she's smart, she's skilled, and she's sexual, all in the package. I think for me, it's just all about, man, and this is how I get rid of a lot of the fake ones, the ones who just want to trick. I just tell them here's how here's a vision. Here's how I'm gonna move from today on. Like I'm not spending a lot of money on you up front. We're gonna stick in this budget. I use the word budget, and ladies be running from that word. They hate that word. That's almost like the other B word. You know what I'm saying? It's like did he say budget? Yeah, I am because here's my thing, man. I'm just keeping it real. It's like I played that game of trying to impress the women. So now it's like, yo, I'm honestly trying to not impress her to see if she stays.